What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Swolecast, the off-season Swolecast, the You Can't Deflate Golfballs Swolecast.
Shout out to Devin.
Shout out to Devin.
So
Devin's
good.
the real creative of the show. It's honestly sad what's happening.
Isn't your job director of creative at RotoGrinders?
As creative director. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like he is taken that. Pete, his title as TikTok extraordinaire has been thwarted as well. Like the true creatives have been kind of in a lull right now. So let's just go ahead.
It is true that Pete got cucked.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and open it up with what happened yesterday. Peter, I'm just glad to see you out of the grave right now because it was tough scenes yesterday, my friend. Davis, why don't you go ahead and tell people what happened yesterday?
So we're sitting there, and in our little private chat, Tuttle's like, "Man, I have such a good idea to just dunk all over Pete on TikTok," but he's like, I'm just too lazy to do it. Like I don't have the energy to actually go through and do it. And then basically Peter just taunts him into doing it, right? Like that
called him a coward.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah,
that's more or less what happened. And I mean, Tuttle, I'm guessing that this TikTok that you posted dunking on Peter is like somehow related to another trend that's going on TikTok right now.
It's not an original idea.
So I'm not
that
with
smart.
I'm not with the kids these days on the TikTok. So I appreciated it as its own work of art, not referencing anything else. So it was pretty good.
It's not like it's not a mega trend by any stretch. I've only seen a couple of people do it, but as soon as I saw it, I knew I needed to do it. And then had to think of the subject matter. And then I'm like, well, you know what? Overzet's never going to be TikTok famous. That's a good one.
I'm just going to stay quiet. I'm going to let you guys get it all out here. Huddle, how long did it take you to figure out how to do the editing in that filter?
Okay, the freeze frame.
We spent 4 to 5 hours.
I got the wife involved.
My wife.
Record and do the freeze frame. It took us, 15 minutes for everything.
Oh, you're efficient.
Congrats on the sex.
I just want to say, we talk a lot about a positive work environment. I have one of my coworkers dunking on me on Twitter. I got Kitchen TikTok follower shaming me on Twitter. I got Davis saying that he could beat me in any TikTok bet to get X amount of followers. I just feel like I'm getting disrespected from all angles, and I would like a formal apology from all of you.
I'm not apologizing. If anything, I would give you just another, I've been trying to just give you tips throughout your career. And I would say this, take all the negativity, take the gathering of negativity and make something positive out of it. The angry Overzet narrative needs to happen. You just need where
it starts? My new default home screen is a screenshot of Tuttle's TikTok. So every time I log onto my phone, I'm reminded of this slight, of this injustice, and it fuels me to work harder.
Can't you do it in GIF mode or do the crappy non-iPhones?
He doesn't have an iPhone, dude.
All right,
literally, I need this to be covered. So Pete and I have a text thread with our friend. He doesn't need to be named, but our friend has an iPhone, right? So every time that our friend and I start talking in this group chat, I literally have to text Peter on his actual phone and be like, "Hey, go check your burner," so that he can literally like actually have access to this conversation instead of just getting an iPhone like a normal person.
Peter, do you have a MacBook or like a Chromebook?
I have my desktop is an iMac, and I do have a Chromebook as well. I don't discriminate. I'm not like when it comes to electronics, I don't have to be a tribalist, Dave. Like I can just pick and choose what best suits my needs.
Listen. Again, these are tips that I'm giving you. You have on your iMac Message, which is like iMessage, where you can get, it doesn't have to be, your iPhone doesn't have to be on. You can just get the messages from Davis and the infamous running back in the NFL.
You don't have to name drop him, dude. You don't got to be like that.
I didn't. You can get that on your computer. So I'm just advising you.
I might look into this.
Yeah, I mean, imagine actually texting when you can just
literally. This is a big fake young moment for Peter Overzet here, like not having iMessage set up on his computer.
But you guys got to know how this ends up working. So I get a message from Davis that says it'll literally always just say check your burner, and I immediately am like, what did Davis just ask Laird? That's just going to be so inappropriate or out of line. And I have to go check and make sure that the conversation hasn't overstepped our bounds. It really strikes fear.
This is so inaccurate. It's never overstepping any bounds. It's very casual.
No,
it's all very
casual. Any bounds.
This is every conversation. We're having a normal conversation with him, and then Davis goes for the question where you can tell he's angling for the scoop. He literally asked him the other day, "Have you guys heard anything that hasn't gone public on what's going to happen with the NFL this season?"
No, there's no angling about that. That's just very clearly wanting the answer to the question. That's not an angle. Angling would be like, so like, Pat, how do you feel? Do you think that the season? No angling, bro.
This is how guys like Davis and Siege get their inside info.
Oh,
it's just making the ask, talking to their sources. All right. So Peter, you got 133 followers as of yesterday on TikTok. What's the goal here for followers?
The goal, Dave, is just to kind of live my best life and to have fun, and everything else is going to work itself out. If we really want to pull behind the curtain, see how the sausage gets made, I've been optimizing my TikToks for Twitter performance. No one has even wondered what could Peter do if he actually optimized his TikToks for TikTok.
I would like to see it, because it is not easy to get TikTok followers or views on TikTok. Like, let me see what
he's got to bring Lauren into the equation if he wants to get serious.
He's got to dress a little bit, a little bit more
shirtless TikToks. That's got to happen.
Why do you think I'm doing two-a-days now? Because if I've been talking a lot of game, and if I'm just not funny enough for TikTok success, I'm going to have to go with the thirst trap route. Like, that's all I got.
How would your wife feel about you being a TikTok thirst trap?
I have 18 views on the video I posted yesterday on TikTok about Overzet, compared to like 12,000 views on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different game.
Knowing Tuttle, after you post that video, he was just posted up looking at his Twitter mentions and likes, just
saw
refreshing.
That light up.
Oh, man.
It's a good feeling.
I knew.
You want to know? Hang on. I want to, again, take credit for something. Tuttle, you want to know I'm a class act? I didn't quote retweet it. I didn't try to funnel the impressions toward me. I gave it the pure retweet. It was game respect game. It was me respecting that decision, and I just want to get some credit for that.
So
I know you accidentally said pure retweet, but I felt like that was probably accurate.
Peter, I have a good trolling idea that I don't have the ability to do myself because I live off of interactions, but it's tweet just because Twitter has this new function now where you can just turn off replies so people can't reply to the tweet, and you just go you just do some really disparaging Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers tweet. Like, remember back in 2009 when Tom Brady used to be able to stand up straight or something like that. I remember when Aaron Rodgers wasn't the fourth best quarterback in the NFC North, and then you just turn the replies off. You just do not let people respond to the tweet, but then keep tweeting and interacting with everyone else like it's totally normal, like nothing is going on, and people will just be sent into a blind rage, guaranteed.
That sounds kind of like the environment you want to culture with your Twitter followers, but that's not really kind of the work environment I'm trying to create.
Yeah, sending people into a blind rage is really brand specific for me.
Davis, do you know like all the features that like an actual verified account gets, or is just like you look up to kind of see what it is? Because you're not verified, right?
I don't know why you got to be like this about it.
No, I'm just saying, like you act like Twitter's got these new features, and I wonder if you also look at like the verified features.
I know all about all the verified features, and I lust after them on a daily basis.
Why don't you get verified?
Yeah, Lawden thinks question: how many times has Davis submitted a request to get verified?
Oh, if anyone comes close, I'll be very, very impressed.
I know at one time he was like on 3 or 4 times in a row.
Okay, it's much higher than that.
Yeah, I'll say 50 times.
Tuttle, do you have a guess?
23.
Pete, it's over 50 for sure. Peter wins. Gotta be. There was a time, I would imagine like 2016-ish, where I literally just was sending it in every day. I was literally doing a verification request every single day. I think 2018, they deleted that Twitter page, so you could not request it anymore. And for a while, they just haven't been adding new verified accounts other than corporate accounts.
I would say at least 50 of those requests came after he figured out that Britt Devine was verified. And
what actually got me started was everyone who worked for RotoWorld, so the subsidiary of NBC Sports, like everyone who works for them got the account. And I actually DM'd RotoPat, and I was like, "Look, man, what can we do? How do you do you know someone at the company? Like, how can I get a verification?" And he I don't know. Never
Tuttle,
happened, obviously.
You want to do a sequel to your video? It's Davis Maddock getting verified on Twitter.
What I was thinking is the best thing to do would be one of us get verified and then bribe Davis, because you can. That's the other thing is you can
sell it now.
You can sell or pass your verification.
Twitter support said that. So someone
wasn't a thing.
Yeah. So someone tweeted it out, and then Twitter support said you can't do that. But then other people were like, actually, I did it, or I have this option or whatever.
Well, is it worth it to you, Davis? How much would you, if you knew you were never going to get it organically and someone, was going to have an auction for it, like what would be your top price you would pay for it?
$5,000.
Dude, you're going to get all the DMs right now.
Why? Why would you pay that much
everybody
for
with a blue check mark, go into Davis's DMs and offer your
I don't really want to. I should have said lower because I don't actually want to pay that much, but that's what it's actually worth to me.
Sharp. Oh, good stuff. I mean, I could get one whenever I wanted.
You couldn't, David. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. No, you're lying, dude.
I don't.
Divine has one. You don't, and that's it. All right.
I applied for it like twice. That's
twice.
It. But
so if you just use normal like lying of math, that's more like 10 times probably.
I promise I have not done it more than twice as far as verification.
I don't believe you, but continue.
The reason that you should be aiming Kitchen to get verified is because when you're verified, all of a sudden bot accounts start aggregating your articles and then tweeting them out and tagging people that may or may not have confused the person who got tagged into thinking it was a genuine bit of praise from a random, but indeed it was not. I mean, that's what happens when
okay. Here's what happened. I saw the mention. And I was like, oh, and I clicked the article, and then I see like it's a Britt Devine article, and I'm like, it doesn't really like have the same effect if I retweet it with "Thanks, Britt Devine." I just like wanted to kind of perpetuate the narrative of the Superflex Dynasty premium tight end sort of thing. So anyway, best ball. So that happened, and then my favorite part was Tuttle then going on the investigation and figuring out this guy had not a lot of followers, like might be a burner account who's following, and not actually clicking to see that it was a Britt Devine article. And they just basically aggregated the first paragraph that mentioned me.
Yeah, I did that after then. That did make me laugh, seeing Britt's name.
All right, let's talk about the match this past weekend. I did watch some of it. Davis, you watched all of it.
I did watch all of it. Yeah.
Why would it be hard for me?
Well, as we've noted on this show, you don't enjoy gambling on things or playing daily fantasy or in general wagering money on future uncertain events in sports.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't have any money on the match. Like, it wasn't like a gambling thing. It was like an entertainment thing for me. It was very entertaining. Yeah. And all of the shots and the trash talk. that
the trash talk was mostly bad. Mostly just like some big dweebs being dweebs, but it was really good. Like, well, I mean, was there a person on this country who did not enjoy watching Tom Brady hit multiple shots into the water? Like at one point he shanked a shot so bad he had to re-tee, and then he lost his provisional as well. That was, to me, I really thought that was the highlight of the broadcast, was just 2 straight shots into the water.
Did you say on this country?
I did. That's distracting me, but I did say that. Tough.
Were you live betting every hole?
I placed a pretty good size wager on Tiger and Peyton at the beginning, and after I saw Brady's first 2 shots, I bet them again. And then Brady, after Brady dunked the one, I think it was hole 4. No, it was later than that. But he dunks the one from the fairway, and then I bet Peyton and them again. And then also the most profitable odds though ended up being, if you just bet Peyton Manning over Brady closest to the hole on all the par 3s, he was closer than him on every single one. And those were all like you could get plus 500 on Manning closest to the hole on all the par 3s, and those ended up being the best bets.
One of my favorite, there are just a few people on Twitter that when they lose it, it's very entertaining. And one of those guys is How the Pros Do It.
But we call him Buddy on this show, by the way.
All right. So his name is Buddy. So basically when he started talking trash about Brady, and then Brady started to actually play good, like on some of the holes in the back 9, he was just losing it. And I don't know, there's something about those all caps tweets when people lose it like that. It was almost entertaining to me as the actual match.
Like he was actually getting mad about it.
Oh yeah. He's like, of course Brady hits that shot. Playing the best golf in his life right now.
Okay, did you guys see some of the Brady truthers though? Because what happened is about 80% of Twitter started laughing at Brady. Like literally, guy rips his pants. Guy hits it in the water. Guy duffs his chip. We got the golf tracer of a Brady shank way off to the right into the trees, and then you get the hardos being like, "Brady's better at golf than you are." Imagine doubting him. Imagine doubting Tom Brady. I got a couple of the imagine doubting him, and it really strikes me how bizarre of a person you have to be to not only be a fan of Tom Brady, especially given the context of him playing for a new team right now, but then like to actively be like his white knight on Twitter. Like that's a weird.
You literally just described Kitchen.
Wait, what?
Yes. Anytime I slander Brady, you go, he hurt you. What did he do to hurt you?
I don't understand why Davis says you can't be like a fan of him as like a person.
It's very different than being a fan and being one of the guys of like, imagine doubting Tom Brady. Imagine doubting him, bro.
Like I'm not a fanboy, but I do recognize like he is like his Twitter account is amusing. Like he takes jokes in stride.
I agree. The intern that runs his account.
Tom Brady doesn't have an ounce of sense of humor. He has a social media manager he hired that's very good at it. But when you read those tweets, you're like, oh, person who Tom Brady hired, that was clever. Do not give Brady credit for any
never
of that
Brady.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Never.
Wow. This is interesting. I thought Overzet would be on Brady's side.
Yeah, I struck a nerve with the Brady talk with Overzet.
He lives in the heart of Jared Stidham country now.
You think Brady's just sitting around with his social media manager whiteboarding creative Twitter ideas? No. I almost just dropped an F-bomb on this family-friendly show. Imagine thinking Brady does his own tweets.
Imagine thinking Brady does his own tweets.
Like, you know how I was getting entertained by the buddy with the all caps tweets? Equally entertaining is Peter whenever you say something positive about Brady.
I'm a Brady tweeter truther. I don't believe it.
So I need to reverse a little bit. One thing that we got, I mean, Peyton Manning's legit good at golf. Like Manning could go out on whatever golf course you play at locally and shoot like an 82 pretty much without breaking a sweat. Like on the back half, the alternating shots, like his approaches were like hanging with Mickelson, which I thought was incredible.
Well, Brady's an 8 handicap.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Legit or a bit, or here new segment on the show. Big or lie. My name's Michael Jordan. I ate a pizza that poisoned me that 5 guys delivered to me that I ordered under my real name at a hotel room the night before a playoff game. Or my name is Tom Brady. I'm an 8.1 handicap. Which is the bigger lie, Tuttle?
I was reading Twitter. I wasn't following along with the conversation.
All right, over's that bigger lie. Food poisoning pizza or I'm an 8.1 handicap.
It has to be the pizza because there's no way that objectively happened where Brady at one point could have had a round that was reflective of that handicap.
I mean, he did hit that really nice shot, which was fun for me to see with like the Barkley stuff. That was. I mean,
that was a great television moment. It was. Yeah. I mean, clearly they fake that somehow, right? Like the ball was like magnetized or something to go into the hole. Like there's no.
If you ask Peter, they did.
The Space Jam, the magnet underneath.
They actually had his social media manager underneath every hole with the magnet.
Have you guys ever seen a game? And like all the misses be so bad that you wonder if like the whole magnet in the rim thing, like there was a camp, like some sort of summer camp show or similar concept.
It's what was that show? I remember that one with the basketball hoop.
Yeah, and they had like a magnet where it like kind of affected the shot. I forget, but I mean, sometimes I see it just like when I see the pizza left out for a while. I see it and think, man, I wonder if something's going on.
Well, that's like the you guys know the poker player Mike McDonald that has the free throw bet, and people were forwarding around that people have created these backboards that have like a certain curvature that just funnel the ball into the hoop. And apparently, like I don't think he's an angle shooter, but the terms of his deal never specified anything about a backboard. So then there was all this speculation.
Let me stop you short. David
stopping me short. When has that happened?
David does not know who Michael McDonald is, and we already done this. All right, whatever. All right.
Summertime Switch.
Cool. Summertime Switch
is the name of the show. 6.2 on IMDb.
No, there you go. All right. Would you like to see the match part 2 as far as other like the same concept?
I want to watch Rodgers play with. Like
his brother and Jordan Love.
I want to watch Rodgers play and lose and watch him throw a fit. Obviously, yeah, Mike McCarthy did nothing wrong. The obvious quarterback though that should play is Romo should come and play with someone, right? Because Romo's actually good. Like Romo was almost good enough to be.
Do you want to see people that are really good, or do you want to see like a pro paired with like someone that it's going to be kind of bad? Like, well, let's say
you can't have super bad.
Yeah, like Brady, like if it wasn't Tom Brady, like if that was like Kirk Cousins and he was that bad, it would not have been entertaining. That would have been like painful TV. Right. I think like a really good match would be like Dustin Johnson and Romo against Tiger and Peyton. My idea was, what if they did some sort of like winner stays on thing, and like so the team that wins plays again the next weekend, and then if that team loses, then the team that wins stays on, and then every week there's like a new PGA Pro quarterback pairing, or like Steph Curry could come and play.
I was about to say, I like to see Steph. Steph would be the guy that I would like to see.
Yeah.
Steph is, he's probably about as good. He's probably a little bit better than Peyton, actually, I would imagine. He's like a 4 handicap, I think.
What about like Barkley?
So that's when you get to the realm of like, this guy's so bad. It's you don't really want to watch 18 holes of that. Like,
do you know what you could do that would be good TV for that? Is if you had guys like Barkley and guys that you wouldn't want to watch for a full round, but you do like a celebrity shot where you have to tag in someone for, one shot a hole, or maybe, I don't know, whatever it is, to where we do get to see a couple Barkley swings. That would be funny.
All right. Let's move on. Cam Newton. Cam Newton still not signed. With everyone else getting contracts, Cam's still unsigned. So the first question is, when does he get signed, Davis?
He'll get signed when training camp start, like the first time a backup quarterback, tweaks his ACL or whatever, then he will get signed. Or like let's say Stafford's back gets injured, something happens to Stafford, he gets signed. Something happens to Drew Lock, like a first significant quarterback injury, I would imagine, is when he gets signed. That would be my That would be my loose guess.
Why is this even a headline? Like a bad quarterback's unsigned, bad player unsigned.
It's just classic.
Like whenever Flacco gets signed and leaving you like the last one unsigned.
It's like one of those scenarios like where an NFL GM would tell you like, look, there's just too much baggage when you sign a former Super Bowl playing quarterback, a former MVP to be your backup quarterback. You wouldn't understand if you're not inside the building. There's just too much baggage. And then you'd point out that Flacco won a Super Bowl, and then they'd be like, well, it's just different, and you wouldn't understand.
This should be your next TikTok character, Davis, NFL GM.
This is not an NFL GM. This is like the guy who runs that NFLosophy account who like used to be a travel manager for the Bucks, because those are the guys who have those types of opinions.
Davis, did you see the Bomani Jones tweet that Cam Newton is 13 months older than Taysom Hill?
I do not follow Bomani Jones, but I mean the Taysom Hill stuff, it's now officially reached the point of like I can't even like engage with it because it just tilts me too hard.
Is Cam Newton on record saying he refuses to be a backup, or is he just being very choosy?
He was, and then I think he has reversed that stance and been like, whatever, like I just want to play. So I don't know.
Tuttle, do you have any takes on Cam Newton as an avid Cam Newton hater?
Or just as a human being?
As a human being, I would say he needs to learn to not use those crazy characters.
Oh, it's the worst. Oh my God. The way he types, bad. The way he types is more tilting than anything Taysom Hill has
That's reason
ever done.
enough not to give him a job, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with that. It's terrible.
As a human being, he also got really mad that one time when he was on an airplane and tried to buy a seat from a guy, and the guy wouldn't move. Do you guys remember that one?
I do.
Was that a team plane, or was that like just
no? It was first class. He was trying to get up to first class from a flight from overseas back to the U.S. or something, and offered a guy like $10,000 or something for it, and the guy didn't want it.
That's what's gonna happen with Davis when he offers someone $5,000 for their check mark. I made you a fair offer.
So one of the videos, the highlight on our Swolecast YouTube channel, which you need to go and just subscribe to, is Davis Maddox says Taysom Hill isn't a viable NFL quarterback. Like that's the title of the video. And one of the comments,
I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but Taysom Hill literally is not qualified to be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Shout out to Phantom of the Aqua that says, sadly, I stumbled across this video and watched about 3 minutes before I left, knowing nobody's going to watch these 4 unemployed morons still living at mommy's house.
Hashtag testimonials.
You love it. You love to see it.
Thanks for the engagement, brother.
Dude, don't copy my brand. That's part of my proprietary material.
Another guy said stones from glass houses.
LMAO, these guys have no football IQ. And then another one says, these Taysom Lamar comparisons need to stop. Someone said Lamar is the poor man's Taysom Hill. This respect is getting out of hand.
You love to see it.
Good to see that
I didn't know the chat was popping off over on that Swolecast page.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
It wasn't the chat. This is the highlights. This is a video, and someone posted a comment on Peter on YouTube. You can post a comment under the video.
Do you have to like sign in to do that, or is it kind of just integrated within your Google account?
You can do it from your Droid, straight from your Droid.
Can I do it right from my new iMessage account, which I just got pulled up?
Oh,
I don't think so. Very nice.
Was I the one that said that Lamar was poor man's Taysom Hill?
I think so.
It had to have been.
The whole point of like people finding videos and not understanding the tone of the show.
Yeah.
I do. I love that. Like, first of all, the show is probably barely intelligible to people who've been watching it for like, its 8-year existence or whatever. And it's clearly gotten worse with the addition of Peter, right? Like further and further away from a show with like actionable information, which has been great for me because it's just a vehicle for me to talk more. But like
Trust me, idea, Davis, you don't need a vehicle for you to talk more. You find ways even without the vehicle, running down the side of the road.
What I'm wondering is like, this show has to be literally unintelligible for someone who's never watched it before, right? Like someone who just somehow comes across it like looking for CSGO slate chat or like NASCAR trucks analysis.
Let's not say unintelligible. Let's go with something. How about deeply alienating? That's kind of what I would prefer to go for.
I'm with that. Deeply alienating sounds good.
All right. I will have you guys know that I played the NASCAR slate last night. And
oh my gosh.
You're
Kitchen
down
the grinder.
16%?
I played
16%.
on Sunday. Played on Sunday as well. Or Monday. Maybe it was Monday.
Yeah. What playbooks have you been using?
I played a
for your
3-man.
information?
I played a 3-man, like a 109 3-man, and another contest, and the 3-man tied. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Welcome back to DFS, Kitchen.
Right, yeah.
Rake is 16%, and you're duped with half the field.
So that was a story. And then last night I played NASCAR, and then I get home I went on a daddy-daughter date to Dairy Queen. And when I get home, I saw that nothing had happened, but they're still there. Like the same race, like nothing. I guess it's postponed, but they don't cancel the contest. They just roll it over the next day.
They would have canceled if it was postponed like 2 minutes sooner. They postponed it basically right after lock.
Hang on, let's get to the real question. What was your order at Dairy Queen, Dave?
Big fat order for sure. A Sunday.
Big fat order.
You think of Sunday as a big fat order?
Three scoops.
They've got a new cotton candy blizzard. That's
what you went with. And what did your daughter get?
Are you sure that's not your daughter's?
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna say she got a more mature order than her dad.
She got a dilly bar. She got a chicken strip like basket, and then we were eating, and she was like, I kind of want Sweet CC's, and I'm like, well, let's go Sweet CC's. So it's like yogurt place where you get the yogurt and all the toppings on it and stuff. So we were the only ones there at the at Sweet CC's. And
hang on, I'm on to something. Did you get something at Sweet CC's after the initial blizzard?
No, bro. No.
He didn't want to make his daughter feel uncomfortable, like she was the only one. So he just got a little something.
I got one ice cream. Okay. All right. So that
you wear a mask, bro? Did you wear a mask when you went inside? No mask. No mask for Kitchen for sure. Kitchen, not a mask guy.
Look how mad Peter is right now. There was nobody in there. I wore gloves. Like they provided you gloves, and there's hand sanitizer. So I wore gloves when I got the ice cream, but there was no one else in there.
I mean, it's all whatever, dude. It's all risk tolerance now. I'm wearing a mask. I wish other people would wear masks too, but it is like there's a lot of evidence out there now that like it's just you gotta make your own decisions, right?
There's a lot of evidence out there that you got to make your own decisions.
There's a lot of evidence out there to suggest that this stuff is not that COVID-19 is going to have a fatality rate of like under 1% for people who don't have existing health complications and aren't old. But I mean, that stuff could be wrong too, but that is the way that the evidence is starting to point. And that's why the open it up crowd is getting louder and louder.
I just look forward to Kitchen's future post on Medium, how I got COVID at a Dairy Queen while eating a cotton candy blizzard.
No, how I got COVID at Sweet CC's.
Dairy Queen wasn't open inside. So we went and we parked like at a near park and ate, but Sweet CC's was open, but there's only one employee in there. She was way over 6 feet away, and it was just my daughter and me. If I'm going to Walmart, I'm wearing a mask usually. Usually. It depends on the. It depends.
You take your phone inside?
Section. Yeah. Why would you not take your phone inside?
So it doesn't get like crazy, dirty, disgusting microbes on it? Because that's something you touch and then you bring to your face. You can't
ever ask anyone to separate themselves from their phone, Davis. That's something you can do.
I do not take my phone inside when I go.
You go without your phone for a period of time longer than a few minutes?
Like literally like 10 to 15 minutes of going inside.
That's what makes you so efficient, so you can run back and see your mentions.
It's terrible, but it's a sacrifice. I mean, we all have to make sacrifices in this time.
Not Davis, Kitchen, man. He's just raw dogging it at Dairy Queen.
Not at Dairy Queen. At Sweet Season, no one else in there. And I know that's going to trigger some people. I'm sorry.
You know what's
if
funny?
You're triggered by it, I am sorry.
I bet Tuttle would literally be mocked where he lives for wearing a mask in somewhere because he lives in the sticks. Like there's no masks anywhere where Tuttle lives.
I'm definitely in the minority if I wear a mask. My wife actually just literally sent a picture. She's out with the kids, so they're not making noises while we record. And she just sent a picture of all 4 of our kids with a mask. And they'll definitely be in the bottom 10% of people that are actually wearing masks. Yeah.
Yeah. Like actually, so I'm curious to your guys' experience. And I know this, it's not on our agenda, but the show number 6 of the agenda is like, when I've seen people out, the mask wearing people have been largely young people, like people my age, people in their 30s, and the people without masks have been, 50s, 60s, 70s. And I'm just like, does anyone have an answer for this? Like, why?
I would say it's a small sample size. My experience is the exact opposite, where all the older people have it. And in fact, if I see if I know this is bad, I shouldn't have chuckled. But if I see,
let it rip,
if I see someone old without a mask, I immediately just start in my mind saying goodbye to them. Like that's how I view it. It's like, man, you're just like you're not scared or anything.
Just the flu or not, the fatality rate in people over the age of 70 is still like 6 to 7%, which is, I mean, that's not good.
Yeah. People like myself that are in like the young and in really good health, like it's
young and really good health is definitely David Kitchen for show. Love to see it.
All right. Peter, did you say you're doing 2-a-days now? What do those consist of? Are you going to the gym?
No, I'm not. If you were in our Slack chat earlier, you would have actually.
I know. Exactly. Sorry. I was in a legit meeting, not a bit. In a legit meeting.
I'm not like doing football 2 days. I have a daily yoga practice that I've really settled into in the mornings. And then I've been doing these online boxing classes at night or going to the track and doing a run. So yeah, we're dialed in, Kitchen. Summer season is almost upon us.
Did I tell you that I did yoga for the first time? Yeah,
you said it was a little messy.
Yeah. I just Googled on YouTube chubby guy yoga.
Really? I'd actually like to get thoughts from the group on this. So we were talking earlier in our Slack channel about how like it's just been very, very, very hard for me to motivate for like lifting and stuff at home. Like I have stuff to use, but it's just been, there's just no way I'm getting in anything approximating the workouts that I used to get in at the gym. And I have a sense that the gym that is right next to my house is probably going to open up in maybe a week or two. And I've been don't go inside with crowds, wear a mask. I've been golfing a couple times, been at the driving range, but I really have not done anything approximating like risky behaviors. I think I'm more terrified at this point of just like legitimately getting fat than of dying of COVID. And maybe that's stupid. And maybe it's just because I haven't gotten sick yet. Peter, what are you going to do when gyms start to open back up? What are you going to do?
I've definitely thought about that scenario. I think the gym that I go to will probably open up maybe before I'm comfortable going to it, which will be an interesting
For sure, I wouldn't be comfortable going, but
yeah, which sucks because I've been pretty happy with the online class setup. Like my gym, he let us come rent all the equipment. So we all have like kettlebells, dumbbells and stuff. And then he leads classes that you can do remotely. So I like that setup right now. I think I'm hoping that we get creative with ways to kind of bridge doing stuff at home and being in a gym, like especially when it's nice out. We can go to outdoor spaces and still do like group class type stuff. I just don't want to, gyms are already one of the most disgusting like cesspools of sweat and saliva and God knows what else. So yeah, I'm not chomping at the bit to get inside a gym right now, but then when fall comes around and it gets colder again and it's definitely going to be a battle, but I'm hoping the summer at least offers a little change of scenery and doesn't make it seem so hard to wait.
Okay.
Gyms here are already open. And I have thought about it because that was the thing, man. I was on a, you guys saw the pictures. I was on a roll at the office because I could just go right after lunch, go work out, hop on that
We've
treadmill.
Seen you on that leg lift machine.
Hop it on the treadmill. And it's just, I agree with Davis. It's just not the same. I think maybe if I had like a Peloton and like there would be something in there, but now you have to wait for like 2 or 3 months. And I'm not a guy that will buy something and have to wait like 2 or 3 months for it. It's just like, it's impossible for me to do it.
Hey.
So yeah, go ahead, Tuttle.
I have an exercise that I want everyone to do. Sorry if I interrupted your train of thought.
No.
Think of the most disgusting afternoon you could do. Your most likely way of getting COVID. So mine would be like, I'm going to go to the gym, then I'm going to go to the casino, and then I'm going to shop at Walmart on the way home.
Got to hit the arcade while you're at it.
The arcade, yeah.
Casino just got to be like, how
Terrible.
many deaths are going to be tied? Because people that go to the casino smoke and are old. Like how many people are going to die playing slots? Like literally just at the slot machine, just keel over.
If they get to the bonus game, it's totally worth it though.
Dave is actually going to go walk through casinos, just mentally saying goodbye to all the old people at the slots.
We don't have casinos in Tennessee, but I mean, I would definitely think it if I
really need this pandemic to keep people in their homes for like another 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 7 months to keep this push for online gaming happening, because I am long all the gaming stocks and
except for which one?
Except for Penn National Gaming, which about 90 days ago was trading at $4. This morning it's at like $32.45 or something like that.
$4.50.
Hey, Kitchen, I don't see stocks on the show sheet or the topics. Can we move on?
Well, hold on. We need to do intermittent fasting first before we can talk stocks.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right, Davis?
True. It's very true. I'm so mad I didn't buy Penn Gaming just because I hate Fortnite. It's like literally one of the worst mistakes of my life.
Yeah.
There's been many.
Clay Travis was saying go in
all right,
on all the sports betting stocks too.
We're not.
No, he did.
Clay
I
Travis
promise.
talk on this show.
That's what he said.
I do.
You and him.
We're not talking about
Davis,
Clay Travis on this show.
Clay Travis offers you his check mark for $100. Do you take his dirty ass check mark?
Yes.
Oh, that's really. That was a good question.
Wow. I would love that, just so we could, for the rest of your life, say your check mark came from Clay Travis. There's an asterisk next to the check mark.
Tainted trademark or not, I take it for $100 from Clay Travis. Because also you're forgetting that means he doesn't have it, which means that in this new world of fact checking being illegal. Well, this bit's not going where I thought it was going to go. I'm taking the bit back. Didn't work.
Yeah, I like you. Just cut your losses early.
I like that.
It was gonna be something along the lines of like it's like legally you're not allowed to fact check. You're not allowed to fact check Twitter accounts that have a verified handle. It's like a violation of the Constitution to fact check anyone who's verified. But I couldn't quite get there. Yeah.
You were almost there. I thought there would be a Tommy G reference at some point, but
not talking about that either.
Gosh. Oh man. All right. I think we've triggered Davis enough. As far as the I think the Clay Travis thing is probably the legit or bit question. Now it's probably legit. Davis cares about the check mark more than any sort of moral stance that he might have. That blue check mark means way more than
it's not like I would be supporting him ideologically. Like I'd actually be giving him a terrible deal. So that's why I would do it. And it would be removing the check mark from him. It's not like I would vote Republican to get the check mark. I'm not a monster.
However you want to spin it, man.
Clay Travis worked on multiple Democratic
no more Clay
president's
Travis
campaigns.
Stock.
I want to think of more hypotheticals for Davis of what he'd do for a blue check mark. Would you take a blue check mark if you, in exchange, you had to retweet every Jacob Rickroad post?
No,
at Clutch Fantasy.
That would destroy my brand too far. It would be so like the check mark obviously is to like increase legitimacy, get more listens to the podcast and everything, but retweeting Rick Road would have the opposite effect. So that
Any
one
other
we would not do.
questions? Any other questions we have for Davis on what he would do or not do for a blue check mark?
We next week we should just do a big ass episode of Lauden Thinks. Like just be like, what does Pete think about X, Y, and Z? We're doing a Gilcast episode of it, and I would imagine it would be very good a Swolecast episode as well.
Oh yeah, nope, hard pass. If you're doing a Gilcast episode, we're not just going to copy that format for the Swolecast.
Well, I've been trying to do the Lauden Thinks Gilcast for like 3 months, but Sammy has a kid and a job now, so
Davis
scheduling is not as easy.
Is copying the 3 Donkey Show format for Gilcast and then wanting us to copy it from the Gilcast.
I
plagiarism.
Cards on the table. I've never listened to the 3 Donkey Show.
Why is it? Because it's owned by the same company that owned Barstool?
No, it's weird. I find it weird to listen to podcasts hosted by people that I know. Like, don't you guys have that same thing where it's like this is actually true. The 2 podcasts I listen to by people that I like consider friends are Ship Chasing, which is Peter and Pat Crane's High Stakes Fantasy Football Pod, and the Late Round Podcast. Those are really the 2.
I feel like I'm the opposite in that normally I'm listening to podcasts because I want to, hang out with the hosts because I like them even more so over the content.
Hang out with you guys on Twitter all day long, though. Well, the other thing is that fantasy football is my job, so it's like sometimes I like to listen to things that are not fantasy football.
I listen to podcasts to learn. I know that sounds like a just.
Are you just trying to turn
nerdy...
Randone on right now? Are you just trying
Take
to
a picture real quick? Take a picture of yourself.
Take a picture of yourself listening to a podcast, bro.
While talking about it.
No, but I.
This is what Randone wants.
But I listen to like subjects I want to learn more about. So
you listen to hardcore history?
No, I don't want to learn more about history. A lot of it's like about like skill sets. Like I was like,
you said that it just such dismissive. I don't really give a shit about history. I'm kind of a forward-thinking guy.
You know what Kitchen listens to? Kitchen listens to like when you go to iTunes and you see like all the like snake oil salesman business podcasts. Kitchen just eats those up for sure. Just like the entrepreneurship podcasts. That's Kitchen's bread and butter for sure.
Invest in the best. UNCSU Ram comparing show notes after listening to it.
I do listen to if I find the guy interesting on Invest like the best or the topic, then I will listen to it.
What about Tim Ferriss? Are you a Tim Ferriss guy?
I've always been a Tim Ferriss guy.
What about Dave Ramsey?
I used to listen to Dave Ramsey. I feel like I've got
Kitchen. You are the most David Kitchen ever. It's so good that you are who you are. It's just amazing.
This is like early 20s. Dave Ramsey is like a financial responsibility guy. Like anyone needs to listen to someone that knows what they're talking about as far as
dude. I got all of my financial lessons from luminaries like CSU Ram and Andrew Wiggins. Like how could I ever go wrong? Jonathan Bales is really my my investment guru. So I'm learning a lot.
I think Kitchen actually took the Tim Ferriss book a little too literally with the 4-hour work week.
I thought you were going for the 4-hour body slam. I'm glad you didn't, though.
Wow. Peter, that might have been the funniest thing you said on the show. It's pretty good.
I like it when people go, this is your best work. This is your best work.
Oh, do you love... Oh. You have so many sycophants. It's like really incredible. Like 11,000 Twitter followers, but like 400 like really loyal sycophants who want to tell you how funny you are.
You want to know why? Because I'd never do some sick sociological experiment where I turn off replies and try to, work them up into a frenzy.
Yeah, you definitely do not combat the haters and losers like I do. To your credit.
All right. Well, I think that will do it for the Swolecast show. Appreciate everybody weighing in on all the rando topics.
Did we get to anything on the agenda?
Yeah, we did. We had overview.
When's the last time Tuttle said something? Do we over under?
It's been a while.
Over under 5 sentences from Tuttle since the halfway point.
Tuttle's still just thinking about his TikTok from yesterday like this.
I'm honestly just cruising the internet now. I was trying to get some words in earlier. Now I'm just kind of chilling.
Are Kitchen and I the only 2 people that do this show not completely distracted with other things?
What am I distracted by?
Davis, I saw you doing replies on Twitter earlier.
You know, this show has helped me figure out that Facebook just came out with a new design.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Look at this. I mean, Davis is going to forget to bill people for the 7 extra minutes we're shafting them if we end the show now. I mean, come on.
I literally have not done one invoice for this show in 2020.
Yeah, well, now they're pro bono, buddy.
Well, good. After 3 weeks, you lose that ability. So
it's in the contract.
It's in the contract.
No, I do the show for the love. Yeah. You know.
Well, good. We're gonna clip that.
Cal, if you're listening, I don't actually do the show for the love.
No, too late. All right. Closing thoughts. We got to do closing thoughts. Tuttle, here's your chance for a closing thought.
Yeah, I mean, is the current esports leader in this group highest ranking of the?
You're higher than me?
I don't know. What are you? I don't know what I am.
High, actually, because I don't play CS:GO or Rocket League.
Well, so until proven otherwise, is the highest ranked esports player of the group. Just it's nice to see some League of Legends back. Probably not going to play a whole lot, but it's nice to see it back.
Do we think faked out Peter Overzet played the PCS, VCS, the Vietnamese league slate?
Probably has no idea what it is.
You know why?
Faked out.
As Donald Trump would say, I've already transitioned to greatness, guys. So I've kind of moved on. And, maybe I'll come back in those streets with, Tuttle keeps kind of poking the bear. Here's a viral TikTok. I'm the esports thought leader. Maybe I'll get back in them streets.
What's your grind these days, Pete? What are you grinding? NASCAR?
TikTok.
No.
TikTok, getting 6-pack abs so I can be better at TikTok. It's really
bad respect.
I will go ahead and say that since getting back in the streets, I have not had one losing slate yet.
Wow.
And I'm counting the tied 3-man because I emailed and requested the entry fee back. So part of that is just due to the amazing content on RotoGrinders. Shout out to Stevie. Shout out to Stevie and his NASCAR package, projections, the live chat.
It's really the playbook you need to win.
No, it's the only
you can't
thing
find
you
it
need.
Anywhere else. I don't think.
It's the only thing you need for NASCAR.
You run so good. You're just running so good when you use Stevie's stuff.
There's nothing else out there that will compare to Stevie's stuff. And that is a genuine comment from me.
The thing I say about Stevie is he's often imitated but never duplicated. And that's special.
So, special thanks to everyone on this show. We'll see.
Is this the most inside baseball show of all time? Is there ever been a more inside baseball show ever?
Okay. See y'all next week.